Hi everybody, this is Brittany Bauernschmidt. This is Impact Your Practice, Implementing a Networked Classroom. How have I implemented practices from Richardson's book? So there's three main points I'm going to talk about right now. Richardson and Manicabelli, 2011, say, learning in networks begins with our passion to learn. As a teacher, I'm always so passionate to learn and see how I can improve myself to improve my teaching and improve my students' learning. The second point, just as we seek those who add value to our learning lives, succeeding in these network spaces requires that we give back as much, if not more, than we receive. Later on in this presentation, I will talk more about going from a lurker to a participant, and I will also talk about the discussion piece and me adding back to other people's personal learning network too. Another practice that Richardson and Manicabelli say is we emphasize the virtual connections that we can make, but we believe very strongly that the personal interactions you have with passionate learners in your real lives are equally as important. So I always am keeping in mind, not only do I have my personal learning network online, but I want to make sure that I'm following this practice from Richardson's book by keeping my face-to-face networks really strong as well and learning from each other there. During weeks 1 and 2, I definitely was more of a lurker than a participant in my online discussions. I participated and retweeted out just a little bit, but here's just a brief overview. So weeks 1 and 2, I'm just showing my teacher Twitter account. I found a really helpful Twitter EdChat page, and this helps me move forward from that lurker on Twitter to being an active participant. Slowly in weeks 1 and 2, I posted on Twitter a little bit. I did some retweeting. I was also a lurker in weeks 1 and 2. Pinterest, I was just kind of adding my own page, saving other people's ideas. But I did find a great way to start off expanding my personal learning network by finding this 50 educators you should follow on Pinterest. So I thought this was a great way in the next weeks that I would participate more in Pinterest. On Reddit, I definitely was a lurker in weeks 1 and 2 because I just started Reddit. I didn't know anything about Reddit, and so I was just kind of looking around and saving and trying to share different things. I didn't really share too much on Reddit in weeks 1 and 2. During weeks 3 and 4, though, going from a lurker to an active participant continued. I continued in this path. So how have those discussions made an impact on your practice? Weeks 3 and 4, I definitely was able to participate in more EdChats. I focused on the hashtag EdChats on Twitter. Weeks 3 and 4, I replied to other people's tweets. I also asked different questions. And it was really fun because then you could instantly receive feedback from other people on Twitter. I also participated in a hashtag lead up chat this week for leaders in education on Twitter. I was adding to the discussion by posting, asking questions, and replying during this chat. On Reddit this week, I replied to a post that I found and added value to that conversation. So what big successes or setbacks have you had? One of the setbacks that I've had is sometimes when you're building your personal learning network, you're not quite sure how exactly maybe to use the tools or how most effectively to use the tools. And this was something that I found on Reddit. It was really interesting that I commented on a post, and then later on I wanted to comment on the same feed, and it said I couldn't do that and I would have to try again in 8 minutes. So that was a downfall. Sometimes those technology barriers, I think I'm pretty good with technology, but I know other people that can definitely be a barrier to their personal learning network online if they're not quite sure how to use and share that technology. During weeks 5 and 6, my impression of networked learning is changing more and developing. I am becoming more of an active participant as well. I really try to post and try to ask questions, try to retweet different things that I find, but then also add in my own perspective on those different things too. And then you can see here that somebody comments on my question that I have on that hashtag lead up chat. In what ways have you given back to others through these discussions? So, like I said before, I've been posting, I've been asking questions. I look for different people and I read their questions and then actively participate in those discussions as well. So I am helping participate in their personal learning network and add value to different things that they might need help with as well on Twitter or on any different personal learning website. I also participated in discussions this week by retweeting, but on Facebook it's sharing. So I shared one of the resources that I found from the group page to add to my personal learning network and other people's as well. I joined different groups on Facebook as well during weeks 5 and 6 to help me expand my personal learning network. And then on YouTube, I also expanded my network this way by subscribing to different pages. So what are my next steps? For my personal learning network, I just want to continue to broaden it, but I also know that Richardson and Manicabelli talk about that it's quality, not the quantity. So, at some point I want to maybe reflect and see, like Richardson and Manicabelli, see, just make sure that my connections in my personal learning networks, whether it be online or face-to-face, are valuable, and that would be my next steps, just making sure I continue to add. That's a big thing too. Instead of just retweeting or just sharing, me adding my own personal perspective and questions, and I think that helps me grow a lot in my personal learning networks as well.